You puppy. Alright, welcome to Game Assay, or Play Assay if you watch this later on YouTube. Back to Fallout New Vegas. So we're getting pretty far along the main quest, which means it's time to stop, so we can do some side quests, or the DLC, also side quests, I guess. Anywho, so we're going to start off with what I think is the easiest DLC, which is the Happy Trails, whichever one that is. Honest Hearts, I think is the title. Anyway, the one with the tribal dudes. And it has some pretty interesting implications, considering I murdered the shit out of Caesar in his own camp, surrounded by his guards. So yeah. God, I forgot how awful I look in this game.
Watch out!
Yeah. You cool? You cool? Rex, what the hell? God damn, Bethesda. Alright.
Hey, little lady. Don't be scared to join this caravan. I'll keep a close eye on you. Real close. Promises.
Oh, damn. So how long you been a psycho addict?
Hey, fuck you! I didn't say nothing about using psycho. God damn it! I didn't say nothing about using psycho.
Yeah, you didn't have to, dude.
But, just talking hypno-theoretically here. Got any suggestions? Fine. You win, asshole. Enjoy leading the expedition into a fucking ambush. Hope you all die.
Watch out!
Listen, dude, it's not my fault you're a drug addict, okay? Like, I didn't shove that psycho into you. Psycho? What else do you? What other you guys has a name? Stella.
Looking to join this caravan, huh?
Yep,
Look to me like you can handle yourself.
I do. Alright.
Earning my keep. Jed hired me on as a caravan guard for this expedition of his. The work suits me. I've tried staying put in one place, but it never works out. Grew up in New Reno, and I couldn't put that snake pit behind me fast enough. Then I wound up wasting the prime of my life playing sheriff in Caliente. Little town north on the 93. Talk about a pain in the ass. You ask me, best to keep moving. At least the scenery changes.
I feel you.
Place lived up to its name, that's for sure. When you got fresh water and a trickle of geothermic power, always be some gang of assholes wants to kill you for it. Spent more years and took more bullets than I care to admit protecting that hellhole from dangers within and without. If it wasn't the 80s or the White Legs raiding, it was someone from town drunk off his ass trying to win an argument with a shotgun. Got tired of shooting the folks I was supposed to protect. So, now I do this. What's the difference? Raiders is raiders. Bunch of them swept into town and dragged off 2 working girls. Deputies and me gave pursuit, straight into 80s territory. By the time we caught up with the girls, there wasn't much left of them, so we turned for home.
Oh.
Made it back to Caliente without further losses, but we was watched the whole way. Never seen so few people cover so much land. Goddamn creepy. If the 80s had wanted to kill us, we would have been dead. Guess they figured we weren't worth the trouble.
White Legs, very important.
Used to be they raided northeast of Caliente time to time. But then the Desert Rangers fell apart 10 years ago, absorbed into the NCR. Soon enough, the White Legs were swarming all over that stretch of I-15. Folks learned not to head north if they wanted to keep their scalps. Eventually, the White Legs destroyed the bridges across the Virgin River over in Arizona. End of discussion.
Huh. So it gives you a little insight into the whole Rangers NCR thing. So apparently when the NCR sucked up the Rangers just left their territory behind.
Imagine New Vegas if there was no Mr. House-type fella keeping the peace. Then give everybody a gun and a jet addiction. Town's run by a bunch of crime families. No law to speak of. Make trouble and you wind up buried in Golgotha outside town. The scuzz factor's off the charts. Non-stop whoring and drugs. Couldn't walk down the street without getting asked to star in a porn movie.
They
So
still
I
have
got
porn
my
movies?
ass out of there while I still owned it. Guess I figured the answer to every problem was rule of law. Naive, huh?
I mean, in post-apocalyptia, yeah.
Catch you another time, then.
Yep, I think we actually won't, but that's okay. Good time for an actual save.
Howdy, friend. Heard my little broadcast,
Oh,
did
we
you?
didn't get the broadcast. Oh, well.
Yeah. You look the type. Damn good thing you came along, too. We had another prospect with a pit boy, but he done skedaddled. Something must have spooked the boy. The job is simple. Help us get this caravan into Zion and find New Canaan. The pay is 25 caps per day. Half up front, half on return. You'll get a bonus if we make it into Zion, plus another bonus if we reach New Canaan. Oh, one more thing. Don't mention the name Joshua Graham to anyone. Anyone. Just don't. It makes the New Canaanites powerful uncomfortable, and it scares the britches off the tribals. Don't talk about the Burn Man either while you're at it. Trust me on this one. It's for your own good.
Okay.
Well, I ain't never been inside myself. Did some trading with the New Canaanites from their mission there, but that was all on the outskirts. All the old ways in and out were destroyed after the war, but we got ourselves the location of a pass the New Canaanites use. That's our way in. That's why I wanted someone with a Pip-Boy on the caravan. The map will be helpful for checking the topography, keeping us on the trail.
So I just realized, even though I've done this like at least 3 times, of course, post-apocalyptic Utah, I think that's where this is, Utah, is also extremely religious. New Canaan, it's gonna be obvious how religious everybody is here. I just found it really weird, except yeah, it's fucking Utah, so.
Well, it ain't good, I'll tell you that. It's not like the Mojave or the NCR. Hell, even Arizona under Caesar is safer. You got raiders all over the damn place. Tribes of degenerates that'll eat you as soon as look at you. Regional warlords, the works. Not too many decent places to stop and trade. New Canaan's one of the only ones left I know about.
Sounds like modern day Utah.
They're about what you'd expect. Crazy, jacked up on chems, violent as hell, and not too bright. The worst of the 80s. But we won't be passing through their turf on this run.
On this run.
I bet you are. But we only got room for one more on this
No.
expedition. You'll have to leave your friend behind.
He's a dog.
Yeah.
75
That
pounds
tower
or
on the strip,
less.
the one you can see-
Alright, puppy.
For miles? I hear it ain't sealed up no more.
Oh, I'm already under 70. Well, I'm gonna take some of this back then.
Are you here to jar?
Hold on, let's do a save. Alright,
Are you here to jar at me or
let's go.
are you now? You know we ain't coming back this way for a good long while now, right? And you know about the weight limit. I don't want no whining about old Mr. Masterson. I left my one-of-a-kind plasma cannon back at base. Can we go back for it? You sure?
Damn it.
Well, all right then. Let's... The paths we're following are slow going, so you might as well keep your ears open and listen to what old Jed has to say. A few decades back, folks in the NCR started to hear about a community in northern Utah called New Canaan. Didn't know much about them, except that they were religious folks, sent out missionaries to talk to the tribes. We've seen our share of cults, but the New Canaanites,
Where are my
they were
subtitles?
honest traders. Good fighters, too. Raiders wouldn't tangle with them. But then, the Legion appeared in Arizona. I reckon you know all about them. Turns out Caesar's first war chief, the Malpais Legate, was a New Canaanite, Joshua Graham. Legend goes that Graham was the meanest, toughest son of a bitch in the whole damn Legion. The New Canaanites wouldn't talk about him. They were ashamed. Guess
Uh-huh.
I can't blame them. Well, at Hoover Dam, the Malpais Legate finally met his match. Hanlon and Oliver kicked his New Canaanite butt right back over the river. Caesar had to make an example for the others, to show them that even at the highest level, failure wouldn't be tolerated. He had Graham covered in pitch, lit on fire, and thrown into the Grand Canyon. People say he didn't even scream on the way down.
Oh, damn.
Not long after,
Some legend
some of
bullshit.
the slaves and tribals started to talk. Said Graham wasn't dead. Shouldn't have been any surprise. All this talk bothered Caesar, so he forbade anyone from speaking his name. Wanted to erase Joshua Graham from history. He got his wish. Joshua Graham disappeared, and in his place came legends of the burned man walking the wastes. Probably just a tribal ghost story. But New Canaan's been silent for a long time. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe the Malpais Legate is dead. Or maybe Joshua Graham did crawl out of that canyon and finally found his way back home.
That noise woke me the fuck back up.
All right, people. Been a long couple of weeks, but here we are.
Where are my fucking subtitles? Why? Why do you keep turning that off?
Zion, I know your feet hurt. I know you're tired, but I need everyone's mind on the trail
We're short a
ahead.
couple.
Ain't the trail ahead worries me, Jed. Those descents we made through that slot canyon back up there. Ain't no way we're getting back out the way we come. And then what?
God damn it, Stella heard you the first time. And the 15th, too. The New Canaanites will know a way. And if they don't, we've got the maps on our friend's Pip-Boy over there. Enough lollygagging. Get moving. And keep an eye out for tribals.
Sorry to bother you with reality, old Jed. Who cares if we can't get back out the way we come? That's not a problem.
Oh, there's the other two.
Hold on now. Could swear I heard something up ahead. God damn it! Ambush! Cover people! Watch yourselves!
Oh, got one.
Holy heck! Stay low, people! Stay low! Stella! No! Don't you die on me!
God damn it, game. Oh, I got him. Well, that was dramatic. He had Psycho on him. Well, no sense letting him rot. Stim pack. Recharger rifle. Or pistol. So, yep, got attacked by wet leg. Oh, come on. Alright, well. Hey, wait. There were bags on the side here. I'm in a bit of a hurry, but... Oh, hollow point. Why not? Nope. Friendly?
Hoy, white legs don't leave survivors often. You're some kind of lucky, let me tell you.
Maxed out luck.
You came from outside, didn't you? From the civilized lands. Wow. Joshua will want to hear about this.
Joshua?
Joshua Graham. He leads our tribe. Thanks to him, the dead horses are strong and safe from our enemies. He'll want to talk to anyone coming up from Southways. Guess that means just you now. Come, I can take you to him.
Well, let's go.
Good sists. We head east then. Joshua is at our tribe's camp in the Eastern Virgin.
Well-stacked cairns. Reaching... No. Come on, Fall. You could have tried a little bit on that, Fall.
See those handprints? Dead horses and sorrows mark them on taboo places. Places from back when. Good thing for you, I don't buy into that stuff.
Nice. We got ourselves a skeptic. I'm assuming that's almanac such. Can you first aid kit, please?
Down this path to the north.
Did you turn my subtitles off again? Or is dude just far? Alright.
Hope you don't mind getting wet.
I do mind, but oh well. Here we are. White legs.
These paintings show the dead horses' victories against other tribes. Lots more of them since Joshua came to us. Nearly there now. Watch out for traps in the water. Got to keep the white legs out somehow, eh?
Maybe you should try a little harder than... Okay, I was gonna say. A little harder than a single bear trap. Hey, no rads. Well, don't mind if I do. Walking.
Here we are. Joshua's just ahead there, in the Angel Cave.
There's some fun people here. Okay, they might not appear until after you talk to Joshua. Two bears high-fiving.
Good. Yeah, that.
That's a reference to something, but I don't get it. Oh, is it reference from the beginning? Alright, Josh.
Hoi. Auslander Zuka Joshua Graham?
Really?
Show respect, Auslander. Joshua Graham, greatest war chief.
Where's my intelligence stat? You can translate them with higher intelligence. There's my man.
We should have given you a better welcome on your first visit to Zion. But from what I hear, the Whitelegs beat us to it.
Yep.
Whitelegs seem to be the only visitors we have these days. And I wouldn't have expected anyone from the Mojave to come looking for us. And you're a courier, no less. Not the one I was expecting, but I suppose he wouldn't have come with a caravan.
Oh,
I don't
who were you
know if you were
expecting?
close to the other members
Oh, the other
of your
courier.
group, but you have my sympathy. I pray for the safety of all good people who come to Zion, even Gentiles. But we can't expect God to do all the work.
Why the fuck not? Alright, whatever.
The dead horses are capable scouts. Nothing passes into or out of Zion without my hearing of it. Happy trails. I remember. They were good friends.
Ooh.
I have bad news for your employers. New Canaan was destroyed,
Oh.
its citizens scattered. All because of the Whitelegs. And Caesar, of course. The Whitelegs want to join the Legion. Caesar's rite of passage is the destruction of the New Canaanites. Almost assuredly because of me.
It's a little wasteful, isn't it?
The good news is that we can help you find your way back. Daniel, one of the other New Canaanites, has made many maps of the region. The bad news is that we can't help you right now. Not with everything that's going on. There are many reasons why that would be a bad idea. I will illuminate 3. First, do not believe that because Daniel is a missionary, he is incapable of or unwilling to defend himself.
I'm sure I would win.
Second, if you harm Daniel or any of the sorrows or dead horses, I will find you. Make no mistake. God willing, you will not leave this valley.
Pretty sure you would die of sepsis
Lastly.
first, but whatever.
Waging war against good people is bad for the soul.
And
This may not seem important to you now, but it's the most important thing I've said.
alright, what do you need?
You're a good neighbor to us. We all go through periods of darkness. In such times, we can turn to the Lord. But it's good to have friends.
Yeah, here in the actual
Daniel
world.
and I need pre-war tools to help us navigate beyond Zion. Should we need to evacuate, these instruments will be vital to us. Normally, we would have some of the dead horses or sorrows look for them. But many pre-war buildings in the valley are taboo. They won't go inside.
Why don't you or Daniel do it?
We are responsible for leading and protecting the sorrows and dead horses. They are smart people, but not as worldly as you or I. I am preparing the dead horses for war, and Daniel is preparing the sorrows for other things.
Let's see what I can do.
Thank you. Follow Chalk can help you find your way around the valley. He's inexperienced, but he knows enough of our language to ignore the taboos about pre-war buildings.
No. We got more questions for you. Should we help him or should we get... Nah, we'll let the ominousness kind of sink in. So that's the burned man they were talking about at the camp. Or at least they weren't supposed to, but there he is. So, of course, he's helping them with their war because he was Caesar's legate. He's got to hang of the whole war thing. don't really understand Caesar's vendetta against him. It's not like dude has a vendetta against Caesar. He's not going to go against the Legion. He's not going to assassinate him. It's like, what? He got burned alive. He's a mummy now, and now he's in exile. Why does he need to be erased from history? I mean, I guess that's why Caesar's dead now, because he's a little egomaniacal. As autocrats tend to be.
Ah, the Eastern Virgin. What's the phrase? House, sweet house.
Close. Close. Hey, we trading shit, right?
Welcome back. What can I do for you? We do. Though the Whitelegs destroyed New Canaan, they didn't destroy all of our supply caches. All forms of currency are recognized here. Caps, NCR dollars, even Legion coin.
Really?
Take a look.
Alright. Yeah, I'll find more. Alright, back to... Much better camp. I'm supposed to go up there, aren't I?
You are the one Joshua
hey.
Graham sent to us. Blessings of the Father in the cave on you. Daniel is waiting for you. Have you not heard of the God of the New Canaanites?
Nope.
He is our protector and our judge. He helped our ancestors find their place here in Zion. He gave us many gifts, but we are not to seek him out. His caves are forbidden to us. Those who seek them out are taken from us.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Perhaps you do not fully understand
Ooh,
the New
what's going on here?
Canaanites. I have seen the Father's images. His holy bride and holy son were given unto the world to save it. They dwelt in the caverns of the mountains, caverns which can still be seen today.
Right.
The people sinned against him and were punished with the end that came in fire and the loss of the holy tongue. Only the New Canaanites were spared.
Not quite.
I'm sure Daniel could tell you more. His knowledge of the Father is greater than my own. Asaro's Yaoguai fist is a sacred symbol. It shows that we belong to the tribe and have willingly undertaken a dangerous quest to aid the tribe. Each Soro makes his own, and only after hunting and slaying a Yaoguai that threatened our people. Our shaman, Whitebird, oversees the rites. Perhaps if you spoke to him, he would allow you to undertake such a quest.
Neato. Can we go to Daniel? That's some good for him.
Then I...
What up? Oh, it's a dead horse. Okay, so they obviously have an alliance of some sort. What up? Hey, Dan.
The dead horse has told me details about the attack on your caravan. A stranger's sympathy might not count for much, but for what it's worth, I'm sorry. The Sorrows will mourn your friends too. They mourn everyone, even the Whitelegs. They have sensitive souls. Innocent, if there is such a thing. In spite of what's happened, I hope that Joshua and I can help you out of here. But to be frank, we need your help too.
So I've heard.
Well, I'll be. I was starting to lose hope we'd be able to get any of this, much less all of it. Tribals are smart, but, well, They're ignorant. Letting go of a taboo is difficult for them. So I knew it would have to be one of us. Turns out all it took was a Gentile. Or, no offense.
I don't think that's exactly
These supplies
accurate,
are a
but whatever.
godsend. But if we're going to evacuate Zion without drawing more White Leg attention, I need you to go back into the valley. Specifically, I need you to scout out some locations for White Legs and try to recover a map of Grand Staircase, a wilderness area to the east. There's also the matter of the roads. We're going to be heading out of the east side of the park, but I'm not sure the way is clear.
Anything that will let me get out of this fucking hellhole.
I appreciate the enthusiasm. There aren't a lot of people in the wasteland with kindness to spare for anyone who isn't kin. Since you've been poking around the valley, you might see more activity from the White Legs.
I'm sure.
One of the Sorrow's hunters, Waking Cloud, has volunteered to help guide you through the valley. She has a special talent for
Well, I have a special talent with shotguns, so
After
that might
this,
not be a good
it's just
fit.
a matter of getting everyone out of here safe and sound. And hopefully you can head back to the Mojave without any more trouble.
Ooh. Oh. Alright, I ask questions.
I'm glad to see you're still with us. How can I help you? There's an old saying that goes, if you want peace, get ready for war. You've got me figured half right. I'll shoot dead any White Leg that tries to creep into this camp. But it's only to protect the Sorrows. The Lord helps those who help themselves. But the Sorrows don't know how. Joshua and I do. Since I got them into this mess, I need to get them out.
Yeah, that's a lot of responsibility.
The new Canaanites interfered in their lives. We did that. And we've done it before, with others. Always with good intentions, but things go wrong. When that happens, we can't just abandon them. Let them die at the hands of New Canaan's enemies. Joshua doesn't just want to fight the White Legs, he wants to annihilate them. The stakes are too high for their tribe. Hurting them won't dissuade them. If they can't join Caesar's Legion, they'll die out in a generation. They've never learned how to survive. Food preservation, tanning, even basic hunting and cooking seem beyond them. They only survive by scavenging and raiding. That can't last.
Yep.
They'll only stop if Joshua and the Dead Horses can kill their war chief and their entire war band. That's exactly what he intends to do.
Alright then, well, it's fucking Joshua Graham. He's pretty intense.
Father in... Oh, right. He's some spirit the Sorrows used to believe in. Watched over them from the caves in the valley. They marked some of the caves around here because they think they'll be punished for going inside. I think as more of them learn the teachings of the new Canaanites, they'll lose their old superstitions.
You want to have a chat with them. They think your lord and their father are the same.
Oh? Oh. Of course. How stupid of me. They probably also think Mary is the mother and Jesus is the child.
Yep.
No wonder they picked up on things so easily. I guess it just goes to show how difficult it is to communicate sometimes.
Or how easy it is to assimilate information into a familiar form. Anywho.
I should be able to address... Even after all these years, it's still a problem for prospectors, caravan guards, couriers, and tribals. I can fix it.
Yay. Okay. Oh, Joshua Graham's the way more interesting of those two. Oh, hello.
By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept, when we remembered Zion. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy shall he be, that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be, that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Do you know what it means?
I'll take a stab at it. You don't want to leave Zion. You'd rather kill every one of the Whitelegs.
Given those two choices, yes. In the best of all possible worlds, they would just leave us in peace. But they won't. I don't enjoy killing, but when done righteously, it's just a chore, like any other.
Aye.
Practiced hands make for short work, and the good Lord knows there's much to be done here.
This conversation just got really dark.
Happy are those who do the work of the Lord. Zion belongs to God and the people of God. It is a natural temple and monument to his glory.
Sure.
When our Lord entered the temple and found it polluted by money changers and beasts, did he ask them to leave? Did he cry? Did he simply walk away? No. He drove them out.
He didn't kill them, though.
It is one thing to forgive a slap across my cheek, but an insult to the Lord requires... No. It demands correction.
There's the Joshua Graham I know. Okay.
You're not so certain. Fair enough. We all have doubts. Blessed are they that have not seen, and yet have believed.
Salt Lake City Police Department.
But you can be a Thomas for now. Fight the Whitelegs enough, and you'll see the truth.
I actually don't get that
I
right.
just hope that by the time you understand, there will still be time to convince Daniel that we have to fight for Zion, to save it, and the Sorrows.
Okay.
Welcome back.
How about you exposit on me a little more, huh? Let's talk about the other courier.
Caesar would never admit this openly, but he knows that I'm alive. I've killed enough of his Frumentari and assassins that have come looking. I've heard one of them travels the Mojave as a courier. Most of Caesar's agents meet a fitting end in NCR territory, but maybe this one survived. He's a butcher. Believe me, I know the godless fire that burns in his heart. I've been burned by it myself. He's not the kind to let his subordinates do all the killing. No, he likes to have a hand in it, with that spear of his. He's fashioned himself an abomination before the eyes of the Lord. I'm happy to serve as an instrument of divine justice.
Okay. Hey, by the way, Caesar's dead. No big deal.
I have to admit, it's hard to believe. That even after all he did to me, all he tried to do to find and erase me from this world, he went first.
It wasn't easy.
No doubt this will be good for the Mojave. I can only hope Arizona and the tribes don't suffer as the Legion falls apart around them. Good. You're doing God's work, whether you believe it or not.
Alright, let's have a talk about this God thing.
I am a New Canaanite. We believe we are the heirs of a spiritual tradition, given to our ancestors thousands of years ago. We have made and kept covenants with our Lord God to honor his laws. In exchange, we are promised eternal salvation after this life.
Okay.
A day will come when our Lord returns to judge us all.
Oh, so you're one of those.
Until then, we must honor his laws and start others along the path of salvation if we can. That's why we trade with others and work the tribes. We have more than food and medicine to offer. Good news is our most valuable commodity.
I'd rather have medicine personally, if you say so.
Whether there is a God or not, his existence doesn't depend on what you believe or what I say. There is much to be skeptical of in this world, so it no longer surprises me to learn how many people don't really believe in anything.
Hey now.
But I believe that our Lord was made flesh as Jesus Christ and died to redeem me, and you, and the Sorrows, even the Whitelegs.
Oh.
Everyone.
Maybe don't butcher them then, huh? Do you run the show around here?
I wouldn't say that. I am the acting war chief for the Dead Horses. They look up to me for such matters, but I only have the authority they give me.
Which is a lot.
Daniel is the spiritual leader and main link of the New Canaanites to the Sorrows. He's up in the Narrows right now.
Well, so are you, but whatever.
It's not something I enjoy, but I pray to God that someone may learn from my mistakes. What would you like to know? You are kind to offer, but no, there's nothing you can do. We don't use chems, but I learned long ago that I'm immune to their effects.
Right. Okay.
It never stops burning. My skin. Every day I have to unwind the bandages and replace them with fresh ones. Exposing my body to the air is like living through it again. But it's better to be clean than comfortable. I was born in Ogden, what people came to call New Canaan. Things were more peaceful when I was growing up. When I was a young man, I went out into the world to do missionary work, as all New Canaanites do.
Mormons.
I traveled along the Long 15 and followed 89 south into Arizona. Along the way, I met two men from a group called the Followers of the Apocalypse. Edward Sallow and Bill Calhoun. They came to teach the tribes. Calhoun was a good man. Edward was the one who got us into trouble down the road.
Oh yeah, I'm from St. Paul. That's why Calhoun sounds familiar. Anyway.
No, not then. Back then he was just Edward. Smart man. Young, but we all were. We thought we could hike into the Grand Canyon and talk to Blackfoots. We did. And the Blackfoots were friendly enough at first. But eventually... I've thought back to that day so many times. I must have mistranslated. Something must have been mixed up, because the Blackfoots decided we weren't going to leave. The rest is history, assuming Edward hasn't changed it.
What was his last? He told me his last name, but I already forgot it. Alright.
This way lies the path to hell. Caesar needed me to translate. Translation became giving orders. Giving orders became leading in battle. Leading in battle became training, punishing, terrorizing. A series of small mistakes before a great fall.
It's kind of a lot of
and
them,
I
though,
stayed in that darkness until after Hoover Dam. After I failed Caesar and he had me burned alive, thrown into the Grand Canyon. I survived because the fire inside burned brighter than the fire around me. I fell down into that dark chasm. The flame burned on and on. The next morning, I woke up and crawled out of the northern edge of the Grand Canyon, that cursed place. It took me 3 months to reach New Canaan. It was as though the prodigal son had returned. They welcomed me like I had never left. Never done anything to shame them.
Huh.
The fire that had kept me alive was love. Their love. God's love. I will never be able to repay the debt I owe to them. But I must try.
That got shockingly lighthearted. Okay, that's enough of that. What do we got here? Ooh. Year 2108. 10 sets tracks, half-mile northeast of canyon entrance. Barefoot? Saw them through scope. Corpses walking around. Finally gone crazy. Dementia, maybe. I'm not crazy. They're real. God damn it, they're real. Rushed me the moment they saw me. Snarling like animals. They look like corpses, but they don't smell rotted. They must be wetlands. Are they putting them out of their misery? Doing for them what I could never do for myself. Ooh, all of them. Okay, then. So this is 5 years later. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, you useless old dinosaur. Happy birthday to me. Happy 60th? What do you get a man who has everything? Bottle of whiskey and a 12-gauge slug through the... oh boy. Shriveled old man, white beard. Seen enough sunrises, sunsets. Saw the big sunset. Been hanging on through the long 36 years now. Ridiculous. Not kidding myself into thinking there's anything on the other side of this. Fine, things weren't so bad before I was born. Char and Alex, Sylvie and Michael, who could have been. Thoughts of the beloved love. Thoughts of the beloved dead before dying. Goodbye, Zion. February 6th. Fucking didn't do it. Coward as usual. Maybe 2 bottles next year. 10 years later. 24 of them. Half boys, half girls. Youngest is 8, maybe. Oldest 13 to 14. Dirty and scrawny. Been on foot a long time. Children's Crusade. Struck camp on nearly the same spot as Los Mexicanos. 30 years and a lifetime ago. Spent 2 nights listening to them. English, literate. One of them reads stories to little ones as they fall asleep. They escaped someplace they call the school. Can't figure out where it was. When they want a little one to behave, they tell them to stop or the principal will get you. Principal better not show up or I'll blow his goddamn head off. I can still shoot straight. He's 70 at this point then. Oh, high level. We should max that out before Big Mountain. Jury rigging. So, repairing becomes a lot easier, long story short. What am I missing here? I think that's all. Alright.
I have this on. When
Damn.
took New Canaan, he ordered the White Legs to salt the earth so nothing could grow again. What kind of monster could do that?
Well, he's got a thing for salt, it seems, so... It's just me, is that a really short katana? Damn, girl.
Those tents down there, that is a White Leg war camp. Do you see the war totems they've erected around the tents?
No.
White Leg warriors pray to them for strength and savagery before battle. This is no raiding band.
Any advice?
You might rush them and take them by surprise. We would be badly outnumbered then, though, and these will be strong fighters. We might also use their superstition against them. White Leg warriors believe that to lose their totems on the eve of battle is a terrible omen. Yes, if their war totems were to disappear, they would likely lose the will to fight.
It's a bit of a kink in their armor.
I will follow your command.
Oh, finally over encumbered. Alright. So, what are we gonna do? Exodus or genocide? I remember the genocide. I don't know. I remember the genocide bending being a little more interesting. What up?
I'm glad to see you're still with us. I appreciate it. Well, that's it. This is all we need. Now all that's left is to quietly pack up and try to get out of here without being noticed. That's assuming that Joshua won't try to stop me. And that he hasn't talked you into fighting the White Legs despite what I've said. Don't worry, I don't hold it against you. You're an outsider. Fighting seems like the practical solution. I'll tell you again. There's more at stake.
What was that achievement? Whether you decide whether the Sorrows should fight or flee, your decision will set their destiny irrevocably in motion. You will be able to finish any remaining quests in Zion once you make your decisions, and choose wisely. You give me a sec.
Even our Lord had doubts. Think it over, but listen to your heart. And do it quickly. We don't have much time. Unless you and Joshua have any objections, I'd like to start evacuating the Sorrows. I'm going to need your help, so say your piece.
Josh was right. We should fight the White Legs.
No. Why? Why? Haven't you seen enough of what's going on here to see that the Sorrows don't need to butcher the White Legs for a piece of land? What Joshua wants is more than an attack. He wants a slaughter. And he needs more than you and the dead horses to do it. The Sorrows can't be pushed into this. You and Joshua don't have the right to force them into it. Please, consider what I'm saying.
Yeah. And you have the right to kick them out?
I've already explained to them that we're leaving. They've accepted it. What is Joshua going to tell them about being a warrior? What are you going to tell them about how to live with themselves after they got lost in the moment, killed someone who didn't deserve to die? Or does that not matter? Is that just an acceptable consequence if it means holding on to this valley? Maybe there is no place left in this world for mercy. But even if it tramples me into the dust, I will never accept it. And I will never condone it. Joshua must be waiting for you. I'll stay here with the others as I told them I would.
Thank you for this. I know Daniel doesn't approve, but destroying the White Legs is the only way to ensure the Sorrows can remain in Zion. You and I will lead a group of Dead Horse warriors and Sorrows hunters into 3 Marys from this position. Our objective is to find the White Legs leader, Salt Upon Wounds, and prevent him from fleeing. Show no quarter to the White Legs we come across. Make no mistake about why we are here. This is an extermination.
Wow. Alright, dude. Let's do this.
God.
Ooh.
The time for talk is past. The Lord's work must be done.
Well, I hope there's lots of ammo to be found. Because I ain't got a lot. Aw, so peaceful. Oh. Huh. Okay, at this point, we're only picking up ammo.
This is taking too long. We can't let Salt Upon Wounds escape. I'm going to find a way around. God willing, we will finish this together.
It's very rude of you, Josh. He's gonna come back later. He's gonna be all dramatic. shish kebabs like they're fucking participation awards or some shit. I'm confused by the term New Canaan, because if my Bible knowledge is correct, Canaanites were the enemies of the Jews. Oh, here we go.
We warned you at Syracuse, and you persisted. You took advantage of us at New Canaan to drive us out. And like the dogs of Caesar you are, you followed us to Zion. And now you stand on holy ground, a temple to God's glory on earth. The only use for an animal in our temple is sacrifice.
We don't do sacrifice anymore, dude.
Watchene conserva o. You understand me, don't you? Don't you?
Outman. Kunaman mad. He killed all white legs. You talk. You stop.
This is exactly what I signed up for. He said it's extermination, annihilation, we're killing every last one of them. Like, this is what I signed up for this. Ooh, a choice. I did quick save.
Him hear you. You talk.
Don't listen to this thing. His cries are those of a mad beast caught in a thicket. He gave no mercy to my family, and I will give none to his. He has a debt to pay for what he's done, and I've come to collect. And so he's chosen to cower in the water like a dumb animal.
Ooh, glad I maxed out the speech. There we go. There's that religious employee. There you go.
I want to take from them what they took from me, from my family. In this life. I want them to suffer. I want all of them to die in fear
Not really
and
the Christian
pain.
way, though, dude.
I want to have my revenge. Against him. Against Caesar.
Sorry.
I want to call it my own. To make my anger God's anger. To justify the things I've done. Sometimes I tell myself that these wildfires never stop burning. But I'm the one who starts them. Not God. Not them. I can always see it in my mind. The warmth and the heat. It will always be a part of me. But not today. Go. Get out of here. Go back. Back to the Great Salt Lake.
You better run.
That's it. It's finished. Thank you for staying with me. I couldn't have done this on my own. Let's go find Daniel. Tomorrow we'll be here soon. And there is much to do.
I was gonna say.
And so it was that the conflict
You're
between
dead.
the New Canaanites and the Whitelegs was finally resolved. The courier's involvement had tipped the scale, shifting the fragile balance of power.
Demoralized by the Dead Horse and Sorrow's attack the courier and Joshua Graham led against them, the Whitelegs retreated to Great Salt Lake. Their days were numbered. Word soon reached the 80s tribe that the Whitelegs' spirit was broken. Their war chief a dim shadow of his former self. By year's end, the 80s would overrun the Whitelegs camps, scattering the tribe to the winds and claiming the Great Salt Lake for its own.
The Sorrows fought beside Joshua Graham and the Dead Horses, eradicating the threat the Whitelegs posed to Zion.
I love these.
Seeing the courier convince Joshua Graham to spare salt upon wounds, the Sorrows learned that retribution could be tempered by mercy. Though he despaired at the Sorrows' loss of innocence, Daniel took some small consolation in the courier's lesson, and prayed it would take root.
Having helped eradicate the Whitelegs from Zion, the Dead Horses returned to Dead Horse Point in triumph. They remained neutral toward the Sorrows, but as years went on, there were periods of competitive friction, even violence between the tribes. The new Canaanites, Daniel especially, intervened regularly as mediators, but found it difficult to reconcile the tribe's conflicts.
The defeat of the Whitelegs in Zion marked a turning point in the fortunes of the Happy Trails Caravan Company. Every 2 months, the caravan met with the new Canaanites in Zion Valley to trade. Happy Trails soon returned to prosperity. The vigilance of the Sorrows and Dead Horses in defending southwestern Utah, initially startling to Happy Trails caravans, soon proved a blessing. The tribes united against the 80s, driving them back from Highway 50, and thus opening yet another trading route for Happy Trails caravans.
Yay, capitalism.
The threat of the Whitelegs ended. Joshua Graham helped the Sorrows and Dead Horses tend to their fallen comrades and secure Zion. The courier's words had stayed Joshua's wrath in his darkest hour, and in sparing salt upon wounds, he was changed. While he continued to advocate militant opposition to the enemies of New Canaan, he sometimes showed quarter to those who crossed his family. Eventually, this new spirit would diminish the myth of the burned man in distant lands. A small price for the peace it brought to Joshua Graham.
It's not a demon anymore.
For years after the defeat of the Whitelegs, Daniel did his best to minister to the Sorrows' spiritual needs. Try as he might, he could not hold back the tribe's increasing militancy and reverence of Joshua Graham. Demoralized, he returned to his family and Dead Horse Point. His failures haunted him for the rest of his days.
And with that, the courier walked out of the history of the tribes of Zion and back to the gathering storm of the Mojave Wasteland.
Good stuff, good stuff. A light shining in the darkness. Hold on, what's the DPS on that? 180. Wow. Jock's headdress. It's like a scout hat. Daniel's hat. Speech, perception. Joshua Graham's armor. And scripture. Oh, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Alright. Not my favorite DLC. It's got a good story though, and of course, just Joshua Graham's awesome. It's a little over the top, but all the fucking Caesar guys are a little over the top. Oh, this is gonna overcover the shit out of me. Oh, actually not that bad. Fuck it. There's gotta be some heavy stuff I can drop. There we go. Alright. I think that's enough for tonight. That's almost 3 hours. Join me probably Sunday for Big Mountain. My favorite DLC. Maybe by a long shot. But I've got such a soft spot for the science one, it's not really fair to compare. Alright, I shall see you then. Okay, hold on, actually no, we gotta... Okay, laters.